Hi everyone, my name is Kathy. I am the director and producer of the official PALCS Winging It podcast, and I'm here with
Sky Saul.
And we're here to interview her about her experience as a senior all throughout her journey in CPFA. And this is
Winging It. So I came to CPFA when I was in 8th grade. So I found out about the school because my sister came to the school when she was a freshman. She's 2 years older than me. So I came when I was in 8th grade. We started on Zoom because it was COVID. So I came mainly for dance. So I started with the dance classes in my garage, and I branched out a little bit doing musical theater and ceramics. And then as I went into high school, I went more into the dance classes and musical theater.
That is so interesting. Tell me a little bit about the garage situation.
So we obviously had to do our dance classes over Zoom. So we cleared out all of the stuff in the garage, and then we had a big TV in there, and we were just doing the dance classes in the garage as best as we can with the teachers on the little teeny tiny screens.
You always have questions of how do you do PE online? How do you do dance classes online? I guess that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Do you remember, since you I know it's been a while, but how was the application or audition process like for you at CPFA when you started?
My audition process was all online, so I don't remember starting it, but I remember filming my audition videos in my basement, and I remember having to do a solo piece, I believe. I had to do some tap, and then I sang a song and a monologue for musical theater. I submitted some art pieces for the art aspect, and then I don't play any instruments, so I didn't have to submit any of that information.
How was that like for you? Were you nervous, or were you, but you were already doing dance already?
Yeah, so I've been dancing since I was 2, so that part I wasn't super nervous about.
Yeah.
I was definitely nervous to meet the teachers, but I think I was a little bit more laid back about it because I knew that my sister loved the school so much, and originally the plan was for me to join when I got into high school, but my sister absolutely loved the school so much, and so did my family, so we decided that I was going to go early. And I actually was experiencing some bullying at school, and CPFA is such a amazing community that my family was like, this is definitely the right move for us.
So you were getting bullied at your older school, and was that one of the bigger reasons, or were there other reasons why you wanted to join CPFA?
think that was definitely a big component about it, but I also loved that I would be getting to do performing arts during the school day, so that was definitely a driving factor as well.
Yeah, I do think that CPFA has a really unique structure.
Yeah.
You're am I in college right now? Because what is happening? Yeah. So you're going to be graduating on Saturday.
Yeah.
Very soon. How is this moment for you right now?
It's overwhelming, it's exciting, it's sad, it's just a lot of emotions. I'm getting really excited about the future, but it's also really hitting it's actually happening now. So next year I'm actually going to the University of Alabama to pursue psychology, but eventually I want to go into dance movement therapy.
Wow.
So I'm taking a little bit of a break, so to say, from full-time performing arts stuff, but yeah, it's all getting real now, and I'm I can't believe that. It feels like yesterday I was in my garage.
Oh, yeah, right.
And now I'm graduating.
Right. So you guys had a CPFA send-off, senior send-off last week. Was that your last day at CPFA?
Yeah, our senior send-off at CPFA was during the last day of school. It was at the end of the day. That was definitely really emotional. So we started with all the teachers did a little gift for each of the seniors. So I had one from Miss Spear. It was a little guide gift because I always will record the videos for her in class and send it to her. So she had a little gift revolving around that.
Aww.
And then there was a slideshow for each of the seniors, and it highlighted different pictures of us throughout the years, and then we wrote about our favorite moments, favorite memories, and then the teachers wrote us little messages as well.
I know that there was a lot of seniors that they would come back the year after to come and visit. Is that something that you think you'd plan on doing?
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely want to come back and sign in and get to like be like, oh, I'm an alumni now.
You're like, I'm here. I'm excited for you, and I'm really happy for all the things that you're going to be doing. What are you most excited for?
Oh, that's hard. I don't know. I'm really excited for next year. I'm really pushing myself because I'm going so far, which is definitely a scary experience for me because I'm such a homebody. But I think I'm really excited to expand my horizons and try all these different new experiences. And I think that CPFA really set me up well for this new experience because they have exposed me to so many different things that I feel confident and ready that I can take on the different experiences, even if they don't directly tie into the performing arts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've heard from other CPFA students and just like witnessing that it's not just like if you're like, I'm a dancer, you can't just like just take dance classes. You've got to take other classes. Were there other classes that you took that you're like, this is going to stay with me?
Yeah, for sure. So I took musical theater the past 2 years. That definitely is something that sticks with me. I really loved the class. I actually, freshman year, started the class and then dropped it because I had so much performance anxiety.
Oh, no.
I know, it was crazy. But then I re-auditioned for the class and did it junior and senior year, and I just am so amazed with like the class, the community. It was so much fun. So that was definitely something that I'll take with me. And then my freshman and sophomore year, I also took drawing and painting, which I definitely like to do in my spare time. I don't think I'll do professionally, but, you know, it was fun.
It's still great. You know, another form of therapy, if you will.
Exactly.
You know? I love it. Are there particular, like, I hate to call them assignments, but, like, projects or some things that you did in class that you were like, I like that, and I'm going to take that, and I'm going to take it and run with it?
I think it's kind of hard to, like, pick just one moment, because I think everything that we do in the classes, the teachers, like, really think through what we're going to do and how it's going to best benefit the class that they have. So for the dance classes, we really do a lot of like combos and technique stuff. So I really enjoy doing that. And then we have an outside assignment and a dance exam every marking period. So a lot of that will revolve around like history or like research, which I really enjoy doing that because I learn a lot about like the dance history, like all the famous jazz dancers or tap dancers or like that kind of stuff. So I really enjoyed that. And then musical theater, I really enjoyed this year. I got to do a duet with my best friend.
Oh my God.
So like, yeah, like my ride or die girl, she's a junior.
I love it.
I know. So she's a junior this year. So we did a song called Freedom.
Okay.
And it was almost kind of like, I don't know, it was just like perfect. So that was definitely one of my favorite assignments for musical theater.
Tell me a little bit about the dance concert that you guys had recently done.
So the dance concert, it's so much fun. We start our pieces in like January, February-ish. So every class puts on like their piece, and then there's different extra like curricular classes, if that makes sense, that have pieces as well. Like there's the point class. There's, well, maybe there's not actually many different extracurricular classes now that I'm thinking about it. So, like, there's the extra point class, and then actually there was an AX class that I had the opportunity to choreograph for.
Okay.
So I went in on middle school days and worked with 18 different middle school dancers and made a piece for them, which was so hard but so much fun.
Yeah.
Because they were all different skill levels. So I had to learn how to like integrate them all together, and then I had to do the costumes and the lighting.
Oh my goodness.
Everything. It was craziness, but it was so much fun.
Was that like the first time you've ever done something like that?
Yeah. I helped a little bit last year with one of the DTA pieces for the middle school. So that was like dipping my toes into choreography, but this year I was thrust into you can do whatever you want here, like full creative liberty. I think that my experience with the middle schoolers really helped me learn how to like teach as well as choreograph. So I got to learn how to work with the kids. And I think that in my professional career, it could help with the dance movement therapy, like learning how to work with other age groups. And then also, I think in my spare time, I would totally love to choreograph for like, whether it be dance studios or like musical theater stuff. I definitely think that would help with my professional career.
How long do you work with those kids for?
So it was a little bit of a weird setup. So for the arts exploration for the middle school, they have 3 rotations. So I had the last rotation with them. So I started in the middle of February.
Okay, so not long.
I did not have long. And then I got an hour with them twice a week on their Monday and Wednesdays.
Okay.
And we just plowed through. But any day there was like a 2-hour delay or like a holiday, I wouldn't have my time with them.
No.
So it was good. It came together and we
Yeah.
plowed through. But yeah, we did not have a lot of time. I feel like I got such a connection with the middle schoolers. I was so sad when I was done with them because I don't know, they just really, I loved how much I was able to see them grow, and they were so invested in making my vision come to life, which was really lovely to see. And then they also were really like determined to make sure that they got what I wanted, like to come to life, which it was lovely. I loved them so much.
It's just so, I feel it.
Yes,
oh my God.
I know. And then Mrs. Carey actually got them a little card just like for them to all sign it and say thank you.
Aww.
And they actually all started writing little thank you messages to me.
Oh my goodness.
Like, oh my gosh, my heart.
They are so sweet.
I know. I miss them so much.
Oh. What was the dance piece called?
So it was called Way Down We Go. It was a contemporary piece. It was 3 minutes long, and so the way I structured it is it started with one group, and then another group had their section, and then they all came together at the end and danced together.
Alongside things like the dance concert, we've had things like prom and some other school dances. What all did you like partake in, and like what were those like for you?
I'm trying to think. I definitely went, so funny thing is, I went to prom every year of high school because what we would do a lot in the dance department was the upperclassmen would take the lowerclassmen as their, like, guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, the beginning of the year before CPFA starts, we have the back-to-school picnic, which is so much fun. It's when we get to meet everyone for the first time, and we get to meet the new students, and, like, we all get together, and that's really fun. It was kind of sad this year. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like the first of the lasts.
No.
So, I know.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy. And then we have all the different showcases. So there's the different music concerts and all that kind of fun stuff that I would go and watch because I wasn't in any of those classes, so I wasn't in the performances.
Are they like the instrumental ones?
Yeah, there's like the vocal concert, the instrumental concert, and then there's the theater and film festival, which was the week after or 2 weeks after the dance concert, and that was an all-day event.
Yeah.
That it was all the different theater classes had like 2-hour blocks of different performances that we got to see, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So my class did a pretty much full production of Into the Woods, which was fun. We did like a different kind of take on it. We did like a little like in the round kind of vibe. It was really neat. So ours was like 2 hours, and there was another musical theater class that had like 2 hours. Then there was 3 different acting classes. So that was really neat to get a glimpse into each of the classes and see what they've been working on.
Okay, what are you guys doing over there?
What are you doing?
I see you guys over there.
Exactly.
I love that. And I think that CPFA has that environment where you can be like, well, I don't play music and I don't do these things, but I want to go and see this. Like the art show.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't really paint anything, but I want to see what our peers are doing.
I love seeing all of the art, and like it stays up too, like throughout the year, which is just so fun.
You're like, oh my god.
I'm like, how can you do that? I'm like, that literally looks like a real person on the
100%,
paper.
yeah.
So much talent.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
This might be like I don't know. You might get teary-eyed. You might not. I'm not sure. Who would you miss the most?
I think I've really built such a strong connection with a lot of different teachers at CPFA, but I think namely Miss Spear and Mrs. Carey, I've had them every single year that I've been at CPFA. So I think next year I'm going to be like, I don't have you this year. What am I going to do?
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
I'm just like in limbo.
Exactly, yeah. And they've just helped me so much. Like, I went through in high school definitely a hard period of time, and they were there to like listen to me during lunch, like be sad about it or whatever, and they're just such uplifting people, and I'm really going to miss that. And then I'm definitely going to miss my best friend who I mentioned earlier that I did the duet with, she's going to be a senior next year. I'm definitely going to miss her.
Oh my
but we
goodness.
met through CPFA, and I'm going to miss her a lot too.
So you're saying you're going to be majoring in psychology.
Yes.
Eventually wanting to pursue a career as a dance therapist?
Yes.
So how does that track? Like, what does that look like?
So I've been looking into it. There's only like 10 different certified programs for dance movement therapy. So that starts mainly when I go for my master's program.
Okay.
After I get my undergraduate. So I'm going to start getting my undergraduate. It's like kind of just the plain psychology stuff. And then when I start getting focused into it is during my master's degree, which is
so
like
it'll kind of
it kind of like folds in there. And then
Yeah.
so those classes are like I have to take like different dance classes and like kinesiology and like learning about the different body stuff.
Oh, like so movement based.
Yeah. And then next year and like probably for like all 4 years of undergrad at Alabama, they have this group called Dance Alabama, which is like a dance club group thing that they do different like performances and like have different like opportunity things. So I definitely want to be a part of that to keep the dancing alive.
Yeah,
so to
I was going to
speak.
ask about that. Like, that is so interesting. So you're going to be like fully locked in for psychology, but you still want to get that movement.
Yes.
Yeah. Are there other things outside that you could potentially do or you want to do or you're planning on doing outside of?
I think I haven't really looked into it, so I'm actually going down to Alabama next week for orientation.
Okay.
So I want to look around and see what studios they have to see if there would be like classes that I could take, because I really want to take tap class. I don't want to lose my tap.
Yeah.
That is very important to me. So I want to find tap. And then they have different like Pilates stuff around. So I think that would be fun to get into. And then I can also get certified to teach that.
Okay.
So that would be a nice way to make some money while I'm in college.
Lock in, get that bread.
Exactly. Yeah, and then also maybe I could teach at like a dance studio down there in my free time, if there's any free time in college.
I know, right? I was like, are you going to be not busy at all?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be busy, but I can take it easy because I have some dual enrollment credits.
Okay.
So that's nice.
Yeah, what credits transferred over?
Actually, all of them, surprisingly.
What?
So I'm going in with 30 credits.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, 15 of them transferred as electives.
Yeah,
but they still transferred.
That's still transferred.
Still transferred.
Yeah.
And it says I'm like 19% of my degree. So, works for me.
There we go.
Yeah.
You're saving money.
Exactly. And I don't have to take like any English. I don't have to take any language, which works for me.
Good for you.
Because that's not my wheelhouse.
Right.
You know? So,
I love that for you. Oh my God, we love it when we do that.
I know.
Yes. We love it when the credits transfer.
Exactly.
We love that.
I was like, I better not have done all this work for nothing.
For nothing. Right. So what made you decide on Alabama?
So Alabama actually wasn't on my radar at all at the beginning of this crazy application process.
Yeah.
So it was my dad that suggested Alabama to me around January because originally I had my sights set on Clemson. It was Clemson all the way.
Yeah.
I was not going anywhere but Clemson.
Right.
And then lo and behold, I get deferred and then waitlisted, and my world just came crashing down. I was distraught. I was just like not going to college. I mean, I was, but like
you're like, I'm shaking right now.
I'm like, where am I going to go? I'm going to go somewhere for a year and then I'm going to transfer because I'm not going to be happy anywhere.
Right.
So it was down to Alabama and East Carolina University because I wanted a D1 school that had a big like school spirit environment because that was really important to me with my college experience. So first time I went down to Alabama, there was a 5 out of 5 level tornado threat. So I just hated the school.
Yeah,
I'm like, this school is terrible.
You're like, right off the bat?
I'm like, I'm not coming back
the
here.
universe says no.
Said no.
Yeah.
So I'm not coming here. And then we decided to give it another shot. In the middle of April, we went down and saw the school again. And I found out they have an entire building for psychology that they just renovated and expanded.
Wow.
So I'm like, that's really
fancy.
cool. I've since gotten really into the Greek life. They have the biggest Greek life organization in the nation, which wasn't on my radar beforehand. But I mean, now it's super. Now I'm like, go Greek. I love it. Right? Super cool. So that, and then they have such school spirit. I love it so much.
Yes.
And I think a big thing was the whole psych building is that they're really putting funding into it, and it's definitely something that they're like really like I just said, they're putting funding into it, and like they're like really focusing on it. And then that they had the dance opportunity, because the second time we went down, that Dance Alabama had a performance, so I was able to see it. And I saw it, and I'm like, wait, they actually look pretty cool. And I could see myself being a part of it. So
you're like, that's me.
That's me. So I'm like, okay, Alabama doesn't seem so terrible anymore. So then I was like, okay, cool, maybe I'll go to Alabama. And then May 2nd comes around, I get off Clemson's wait list, and I'm like, I don't actually want to go to Clemson anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that really like oh my God.
Yeah.
So it really steered you the opposite way.
I literally, if I got into Clemson back in December, that's where I would have been going. But
that's
now,
so interesting. You're like Alabama all the way.
Alabama, roll Tide. Roll Tide.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Wow, what a journey.
Crazy journey.
What a journey. Yeah. I hope there are no tornadoes or weird things.
I'm in for something. I don't know.
At first sight of like the like tornado warning, I'd be like, maybe I won't.
Yeah, I'm like, can we start looking at flights home?
Can we just go away now?
I like that. Let's go home.
But then you gave it a chance.
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
They have storm shelters.
You're like, I'll be okay. I'll be good.
I'll be all right.
I love that you have an emphasis on like school spirit.
Yeah.
And I think that CPFA does have a lot of that.
Yeah.
Is that something that kind of like, were you already like I need the environment, like that's a thing? Or did you think that like CPFA having that environment kind of, I don't know.
I think having that environment at CPFA definitely was like, that's something that I want to continue having next year. So yeah, I think if CPFA wasn't a school that like was all community and like we love each other and like let's love our school, then I think like next year I could have been like, okay, I'll just go to a school where like let's just,
like it doesn't matter.
Like who cares?
Right.
But I think having that at CPFA, I'm like, well, I don't want to lose that because that is so amazing. And I love that we love our school.
Right.
So I want to go to another school that loves their school.
Be a rodeo clown or a matador?
Oh.
I feel like they're both not in good spots.
No, I guess a rodeo clown. That sounds kind of fun.
That too. I was like, maybe I could vibe.
Yeah, just kind of like, yeehaw.
Would you like to fly or teleport?
Oh, I think teleport, because sometimes I get scared of falling from heights.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
So I feel like even if I knew I could fly, I'd be like, well, what if I fall?
True, or like smack dab into like I need a GPS for everything, so me flying
real.
would just not.
Yeah, I can
would
just
not do
be
it
like, boop boop boop. I'm gonna go here now.
Correct.
Yeah.
McDonald's. I'm out.
And then you're there.
And then you're there. Comedy or drama?
Oh, well, this is kind of like a two-parter.
Okay.
If it's me, I like to do drama.
Okay.
But if it's singing, I like to see comedy.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I personally would pick comedy just because I'm always laughing and I need to be always laughing, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Reading or audiobook?
Reading. All the way.
Yes!
Yeah.
I can't do audiobook.
I can't either.
I can't visualize words.
No.
Doesn't make sense.
I'm just like, so what am I just like listening to it and staring into space?
Right. I'm like I can't even do it in the car. I'd be so distracted. Like podcasts are different.
Yeah.
But audiobooks are just like I gotta really like it takes
like,
a lot of my
lock
brain.
in.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm gonna read the book.
I just wanna see the words.
Exactly.
Like let me see them.
That's my vibe.
Yep. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Yeah.
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 I just like the warmth and
We got the beach.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, you can go to the beach in the winter, but
like,
it's not as cute.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I like the beach.
I know, right? I could deal with hot weather. I just cannot deal with being extremely cold.
Yeah.
That's my thing about summer.
Yeah, and I feel like when you're super hot, you can just like go jump in the pool.
Correct.
And when you're super
Get
cold,
ice cream.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're super cold, then you're just gonna be like burr the whole time. Like
burr the whole time. For sure, though. For sure. You're like extra layers, but then you start sweating. You're like, this is uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fight a bear or a swarm of ferrets.
Whoa.
I feel like this is like the gorilla situation on a different level, different scale.
I guess a bear, because it would be less like
Paul's coming at me. At least you know, like, where it's coming from.
Exactly.
What it is. Ferrets, you're like, what is happening
It's
right
just like,
now?
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, travel the world or go to the moon?
Travel the world. I love traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, my dad really loves traveling. So from a young age, we've always really traveled places. So
Where have you gone?
oh, where have we gone? My favorite place that we've gone is Greece.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we did Greece last year during the summer. That was so fun. We've been to Italy, Costa Rica.
Yeah.
We've been around the U.S. We're not doing like super exotic trip this
No,
year.
yeah.
This year we're going to St. Thomas and St. Martin.
Okay.
But
That's still traveling.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love traveling so much.
Drive a motorcycle or a sports car?
A sports car.
I mean, I loved your car, and I still do.
Thank you.
I think it's so cute. You pulled in, I was like, is that a pink Moo Jeep? Or
I love my car
it's
so much.
Cute. How long did it take you to get all? Was like, are those decals or are they actually painted on?
So they're like little like plastic decal things that I did put on. I put them on last summer. I saved up so much.
Oh my god! But you got the ducks too. Like you got the Jeep ducks.
Oh yeah.
How long did it take you to get the ducks?
I went through a period where I was getting, like, they call them, like, getting ducked by, like, other people. They'll put the little
They
ducks
would, like,
in your
give you
handle.
ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was getting them from other
What?
people for, like, a while consistently. It's been a hot minute since I've gotten one.
That
from
is
another person.
hilarious, though.
Yeah.
But
so,
like that's how you acquire them.
Yeah.
I like want to know this philosophy.
Yeah. So it started during COVID, actually.
Okay.
People wanted to, like, cheer other people up. And so it's like when you see a cool Jeep, you put a duck on the person's, like, handle or windshield or whatever, and then they put them in their...
In the thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait, that is so funny. I'm never gonna get over that. Okay, last one, best one. Be invisible or read minds?
Read minds.
Okay, that was a
like,
very easy answer for you.
Yeah, but I feel like that could definitely, like, backfire.
True.
In a way.
True.
But I feel like being invisible just, like, wouldn't be fun.
It'd just be weird, right?
Yeah, because then, like, no one can see you.
I'm just trying to see the benefits, like other benefits to being invisible over reading minds. I feel
Yeah.
like there's way more benefits to reading minds.
Exactly.
You're like, is this job interview going well? I know that it is.
It is, exactly.
Being invisible doesn't give you
Doesn't
any
help.
benefits.
No.
You're like, I'm invisible at this job interview right
so
now.
then they think I'm not there. Special message to all of my teachers at CPFA. I just want to say thank you so much for all of the support and love that you've given me throughout my 5 years at CPFA. It's really meant the world to me and helped me grow as a person and as an artist, and I'm really going to miss all of you guys next year, and I don't know what I'm going to do without you guys, but I love you all so much. Thank you guys.